Good morning, everybody. Wake up.
Wake up, wake up.
In Provincetown. This week featuring
Wake up, wake up.
Can I have some coffee?
Wake up, wake up.
Make it strong, please. Hey. Ho. Hey.
Wake up, wake up.
Ho. No, really, can I have some coffee?
Wake up, wake up. Wake up, wake up.
Good morning, everybody. It's Friday, April 14th. This is Wake Up in Provincetown. I'm Bob.
I'm Harrison.
Thanks for waking up with us. We've got a really wonderful show for you today. What's happening?
We've got Mackenzie coming in to talk about her yearly show, the 420.
420 Hanny. And we have Gordon Siegel, who is our third of 4 select board candidates, here to tell us why he's running and what changes he hopes to implement in the town. And I also got to talk to Amy Raff, the director of the library.
Oh, no way.
If you haven't been in our library recently, it's definitely, I totally nerded out. I'm like, this is the best small town library in the whole country.
Yeah, there's the reading room, and it's the Marc Jacobs reading room, and I'm like, this is the coolest place in the world.
Yeah. It's a cute little interview. She gave me a little tour. And we also started doing a little artist spotlight with all of the artists in town. We shot most of them at the Commons.
All of them.
And the one that that we're showing you today is Fran O'Neill, who you might recognize from, around town for the last 30 years. So, stay tuned.
Yeah.
How was your week?
My week was fun. It was Easter.
Oh, that's right.
Did you do anything fun for Easter?
I did. I went to a couple of Easter parties, one in Truro and then one here in Provincetown.
Nice.
Ate some deviled eggs,
Very Easter.
lots of desserts,
Yeah.
so many desserts. How was yours? You went home, right?
Yeah, I went home to Connecticut, hung out with the fam. First family gathering with baby.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it was cute. But when there is a newborn at the party, it's kind of like they're the star of the party.
For sure.
It's like, is it pooping? Is it eating? Is it crying? Is it burping? Is it... And that was the whole party. But it was fun.
Everybody
I
was
liked
just
that.
talking about what the baby was
Pretty
doing?
much, yeah. Yeah.
Aw, what's
was
the baby's
fun.
name?
Nolan.
Nolan.
Yeah. Very cute.
Cute.
Yeah. I also spent my last chunk of time in Boston. I'm back in P-Town for the duration.
You've moved back now?
Yeah.
Excellent.
Yeah, I'm excited to be back.
Good.
It was really nice going back and forth, but it's going to be nice to stay put for a moment.
Yeah.
Yeah. The back and forth was starting to get to me, so I'm excited to be
Yeah,
here.
I feel like you're going to be able to,
Yeah.
you know,
Live a life.
yeah,
Yeah.
settle in, get into a routine.
Exactly. Yeah. Do you do anything else fun this week?
Oh, Jimmy's Hideaway opened last night.
Uh-huh.
So I went to Jimmy's
How was
with
it?
Sean and Billy.
Did you get the pork tenderloin?
No, I always get the seafood stew.
I always get the pork tenderloin.
Really?
Yeah.
I never order pork in a restaurant.
I don't often, but theirs is so good.
Really? There's a bunch, it's April 14th, so all the restaurants in town are about to start opening up again. It was nice to see, everybody back.
Yeah. Yesterday, it was like a summer day here in P-Town.
It was like 80 degrees or something.
Yeah, it was almost 90 degrees in New York and Boston yesterday.
Summertime.
That's like hot summertime. That's August.
Yeah, it was hot here, like too hot. Like I went to have a wine tasting at work with Sean, and he was like, "Let's do it outside," and I was like, "I'm sweating. Like I don't want to like drink red wine in direct sunlight."
No?
No, it's like I was like, "Ugh,"
Yeah, I get that.
right?
Yeah, I just walked up and down Commercial Street a few times, said hi to everyone, because that's kind of what everyone's doing. And then last night I got some pizza at Montano's with some friends, and then we went over to Wellfleet to see the Mario movie.
Is it a cartoon?
It is, yeah.
Was it good?
I enjoyed it.
Why are you saying it like?
Because I don't think it was objectively a good movie, but I did thoroughly enjoy it.
Okay.
I grew up playing Mario, and they did a very good job kind of putting in a lot of things to make you go, oh my God, oh my God, oh my God. But it was cute.
Yeah.
And they're going to make 1 billion more of them.
Really?
Well, I think it did 210 million
Are you serious?
in its opening weekend just domestically.
Oh my God.
It did almost 400 million globally.
That's crazy.
Yeah, so get ready for the MCU, the Mario Cinematic Universe. I'm excited. There were so many characters that I would have loved to have seen that weren't there, but obviously because it's doing so well, they are going to wring every bit of content from that brand.
I mean, it's been around forever at
Yeah,
this point.
and I'm excited for it.
Good.
Yeah, but Jack Black was great as Bowser. There were some things that they introduced that I was a little bummed about. Like, so when they released the preview, Chris Pratt is voicing Mario.
Oh.
And everyone kind of wanted the typical Mario voice, and he kind of does a regular voice. And people were mad about it when the preview came out. And in the movie, they intro it. First, it's a commercial for Mario and Luigi, the Super Mario Brothers plumbing, and they're doing the voices. And then it cuts to them, and they're like, oh, were the voices fun? So I don't know if I love that it's now canon that the voices are like a joke accent that they put on.
Oh.
You know? It's weird to me.
What's the real Mario voice? Do it.
I'm not gonna do it.
Why?
Cause
If you expect Chris Pratt to do it, then you can do it.
that's
too.
true. Fire Chris Pratt, hire me.
It's like Super Mario.
Yeah, it's like it's probably problematically Italian.
Yeah, like stereotypically
Yeah,
Italian.
but it was a
Do
fun
it, do
movie.
it.
If you grew up playing, I'm not gonna do it. They had like a Mario Kart moment. You know how I love Mario Kart. If anyone's watching and is good at it, play me. No one else can beat me. So
There's a better movie opening tonight in Provincetown.
that's true.
Chrissy Judy.
Yeah. So Chrissy Judy is on the docket.
Yeah, docket.
Yeah, is going to be playing at the Water's Edge Cinema all weekend through the week. If you catch any of the viewings either today, tomorrow, or Sunday, Todd Flaherty, the writer, director, and star of the film, is going to be there doing Q&A. I'm definitely going to check it out. I've seen it, but it was an early cut that was not finished, so I'm excited to see the finished version.
Is the local honey going to make an appearance at the Q&A?
No.
Why not?
But Local Honey is in the movie
Excellent.
for a moment. Don't blink and you might see me.
Just a moment.
Yeah.
You're going to go tonight or tomorrow?
I think tomorrow.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, because tonight is the finale of RuPaul's Drag Race.
Tonight
right?
is the finale of RuPaul's Drag Race. So it's Anitra, Sasha, Lux, and Mistress. I only think I got one right when it came
Really?
to the final four.
Huh.
Yeah. But that's okay. And I think that person is going to win.
Yeah.
I think Sasha is going to win. And I think she should. She was really great.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Are you going to go watch it with everybody?
Maybe. Yeah.
What else is new in the world?
Let's see. What do we got going?
What else is new here?
You want to start with here?
Let's start with here.
Chrissy Judy's playing at Water's Edge. At this the only other local story that I have is, so at the April 10th select board meeting, obviously there was talk about the town meeting, how it went, things like that. And 4 of the members did say that they're interested in creating a working group around housing issues to examine year-round housing issues, including the articles that were limiting short-term rentals and how that will work. The select board did say that it's important to get a diverse constituency together and come to a consensus. And Bobby Anthony did say now is the time to get it together, so we're ready for a fall town meeting. I'm not sure, but I don't think fall town meetings are typical.
Do we always have a fall town meeting, Gordon? Special.
So special town meetings. Gotcha. Yeah, so it seems like they're going to talk more about the articles that were posed for this last town meeting, rework something, and we'll also have the results of that study that everyone wanted by the fall. Yeah. Yeah.
Great.
I just wonder, I mean,
You just wonder
I'm
why.
just like terrified to talk about this subject
Why?
because the amount of people that were enraged by my Alex Morse interview 2 weeks ago.
What do you mean?
Everyone was mad at me.
Who's everyone?
You're right. Who is everyone? But I'm just curious because so many of the opponents of the articles were saying that we need a study, and I just have a really hard time thinking that this study is going to come back and say, oh, it is appropriate for 85% of the rentals in town to be short-term. I just have a hard time believing they're going to come back and say that it's an appropriate amount of short-term rentals compared to long-term rentals. So I feel like the articles that were, obviously there was talk about issues within the articles, but I think the limitations of the short-term rentals at like 1,500, 1,600 is going to be looking like a generous figure after this study comes back, because I doubt they're going to suggest that that's the appropriate amount of short-term rentals.
Well, maybe that's why 270 people voted to indefinitely postpone those articles, because 1,500 was too many.
Maybe that's why.
Is that what people think?
I doubt it. Oh, another local story. So this past Wednesday, Bruno's Chop Shop opened.
Joe Bruno.
Yeah, so Joe Bruno opened his barber shop at 148A Commercial Street, which is the former AIDS support group of Cape Cod building. It opened this past Wednesday. I'm not sure if it's walk-in like a typical barbershop or it's appointments, but there is an Instagram you can go to. It's Bruno's Chop Shop. But congratulations, it looks really cute in there.
It does look really cute. Joe does an excellent job.
I mean, there's actually a lot of local news. I'm going to act like I did all the reporting. I'm just going to read the newspaper to you guys.
Great.
No, but you know how they're trying to identify whether or not there can be housing at the Veterans Memorial Community Center?
Oh, yeah.
Apparently there are 3 options. See,
Oh,
the
killer.
study came back on this.
Great.
And they're reporting on it.
I love that.
So, I guess option 1 is to renovate the building and not demolish it. That is what this article says is probably the best option moving forward.
Yeah, great. Wasn't there? There's also an article about parking lots being able to use for parking.
Yes.
I think it's the parking lots if you drive from like Cumberland Farms in towards the high school, but the back way through the parking lots. I think they're talking about turning one of those into a housing site.
Really?
You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
Yeah. So great.
Yeah.
More housing.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Oh, and also, if you guys don't have the Independent, Christine Barker's proposed project at 227 and 229 Commercial Street has passed historic.
Great.
Yes.
It's appropriate.
Well, you have to get a certificate of appropriateness from the Historic Commission before you can apply for your permits and stuff.
Oh, from the
with the
Historic
other,
Commission. That does make sense.
Yes.
Yeah.
So this project has been deemed appropriate.
Yeah, there was also a blurb in here about, so Casey Myers has worked in reporting here in Provincetown, either for the Banner and with the Independent since its inception. And she just announced that she's going to be leaving reporting to work for Sheriff Donna.
Wait, Casey's going to go work for the sheriff?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah. But thank you so much for your service. It's been a pleasure reading your articles over the last however many years. And congratulations on your new position.
I'm going to miss seeing her name in the paper.
Yeah, when I worked for the paper for a little while, she was so great. Such a breath of fresh air, so focused and really great.
What is she doing at the sheriff's office?
I'm not sure. Yeah.
Congratulations, Casey.
Yeah.
We will miss you.
Yeah.
What else is happening?
Let's do weather.
Okay.
And then we'll do global news when we get back.
Yeah, here's our intrepid weather girl, Ann Hutchinson.
Yeah.
Hello everyone, it's your weather Anne, and what a week for me to have to do a close-up shot and lose my cameraman. I moved this week, I look a mess, I know I'm hiding my armpits with a boa. My goodness. But since I moved, unfortunately, the weather did not move with me. And I understand why. I heard that the weather got up to 80 degrees yesterday. And, well, with 80 degrees, it's probably immobilized by student debt. And plus, with 80 degrees, it probably has so much knowledge, it's like God or AI at this point. It doesn't need to move and experience new locations. But while I was moving, all of my bedding was in the back of a truck. And it flew off into a field, and in this bedding field I looked through the sheets because that's where I was going to write the weather for the week, and it was completely unwritten. Sometimes my tries are outside the lines, staring at the blank page before me. Open up your own fucking dirty windows, let the sun illuminate the words that you will not find from me. Feel the rain in your skin. All right, listen, that's the weather for the week. Have a great weekend.
What'd you say? Thank you, Anne. No, she spoke about yesterday being amazingly hot, so.
Yeah, 80 degrees.
Yeah. Okay. National news. Do you remember we spoke weeks ago about State Senator Michaela Cavanaugh in Minnesota filibustering?
Yes.
She's still doing it.
Work.
I just felt like we should talk about that. So she just hit her 7th week filibustering against an anti-trans bill. So the bill is called the Let Them Grow bill, which is banning gender-affirming care for trans youth, and it also eliminates state funding for any organizations or medical offices providing gender-affirming care for trans youth. She's blocked every single bill from consideration, including the Democrats' bill. She's like, while this is still on the docket, we're not doing anything. She did say that she would burn the session to the ground over this bill, and she's doing a good job at it.
7 weeks.
So
Wow.
the body is 32 Republicans and 17 Democrats, and in order to end that filibuster, they would need 33 votes. So I just think that's so perfect. They're just one short, bummer. The bill is anti-trans. She's pro-trans. Yeah.
No, she's good.
Yeah, she's good. We like her.
Ethan's like, what?
Yeah, I just think it's an incredible display of allyship and doing the right thing, no matter how hard it is, because I can't imagine how hard it is to filibuster for 7 weeks.
That's commitment.
It's literally, I think it's just like getting up and talking into a mic for 8 hours a day about nothing. She's probably like reading books into the microphone, but thank you for doing that hard work.
I noticed you're wearing a basketball t-shirt
Oh
this
yeah.
morning.
When I went home for Easter, my mom had got me the UConn men's championship T-shirt. Just their 5th one since 1999, whatever. Oh my God. Speaking of basketball,
What?
so right. No, so Brittany Griner just announced that she's going to be releasing a memoir about her experience of the last 10 months.
Wow.
So she's going to publish a memoir detailing the events of the worst year of her life. It's going to be released next spring, and it was announced this past Tuesday. It's currently untitled. It's going to be about her wrongful detention, navigating the legal system in a language she doesn't speak, and also daily life in the Russian penal system.
Oof.
Yeah, she's also going. She was always an advocate for equal pay within sports, but now she is using this platform to be even a stronger voice. She's basically saying that the reason she even had to go to Russia, to a country where being gay is not okay. It's very dangerous to be gay in the country. The only reason she has to go there is because she's not paid enough here in the U.S. Yeah, so she was in Russia, detained for 10 months for having those vape oil cartridges. So I look forward to the book. Back to politics.
Okay.
So Tennessee politics has been in the spotlight over the past few months. They were one of the first people to introduce a drag ban bill. And then in the past weeks, there was a mass shooting that killed 6 people in Nashville. And after that, 3 members of the House, 3 representatives, all stood with protesters in schools protesting for common sense gun laws. And Republicans decided to remove them from their seats because of that.
Oh yeah.
In a gross display of yet again
Grossness.
right, yet again eroding democracy here in America. So it was Representatives Justin Jones, Justin Pearson. They were both voted to be removed, and Gloria Johnson was the 3rd one, but she was not voted to be removed. She was saved by 1 vote. And then when they asked her about why she thinks she wasn't expelled, she's like, well, isn't it obvious? She's like, I'm a 60-year-old white woman, and they're 2 young black men. And it's like, yes, it was obvious, but thank you for saying that. But the thing about these vacancies, when they were voting to be removed, basically it goes back to local governing bodies to decide who to then put in, and what those local governing bodies did was just reassign those people back to the seats. So it does mess some things up because they're no longer elected. They're now like interim, so there's certain things that they're unable to do, but I'm happy to see that their strong voices are back on in the House.
Shit show.
Yeah.
Amy Raff actually talked a little bit about that at the library.
Oh, great.
You know, it's nice to live here where like that kind of stuff's not happening.
Yeah, it's other stuff that seems less consequential, but it's still important.
Yes.
Yeah. So on Instagram this past week, a new Instagram account went viral. It was an account created by 2 husbands, and they're using AI to make, it's called Republicans.
Oh, that.
And he's basically taking prominent far-right anti-gay politicians and then using AI to create drag personas for them. Some of the names they came up with, Mitch McConnell's drag name is Anita Filibuster. It's Anita Filibust Her.
Oh.
Yeah. And then Ted Cruz is Cruzella DeVille. Lindsey Graham's is Lady Graham Cracker. And then Claretta Corrupta for Clarence Thomas, who
Seriously.
we've seen as of late is very corrupt. But those were a lot of fun to see all over my Instagram this past week. Yeah.
Is Clarence Thomas a pretty woman?
I don't think I don't have that one. I think that's Giuliani in the middle. He kind of looks great as a drag queen.
So did Josh Hawley, honestly.
So American Horror Story also announced their 12th season coming up. This season is going to be, I guess, centered around things that are delicate, which seems like a very abstract theme considering what they usually do for American Horror Story. But it was announced by Kim Kardashian, sharing a teaser video with a creepy rendition of Rockabye Baby as the soundtrack, and it was announced that Kim Kardashian would be starring in this upcoming season, which I think shows how the show has grown over the years. They started with like Jessica Lange and Sarah Paulson, and now it's Kim Kardashian. Yeah, but another person that they announced that's going to be part of the cast is Emma Roberts, who I do love. She's been in American Horror Story. I think she's been in a few seasons. I think her first turn was in Coven, which is highly regarded as one of the best seasons of American Horror Story. And she was also the star of Scream Queens, which was like kind of his take on like campy 90s horror.
When does it come out?
Next year, I think.
Oh.
Or, I don't know. But Kim Kardashian, when she posted it, the only comment she made was the eyeball emoji and a blood drop emoji. And a rep from Ryan Murphy did say that the role was custom created for Kim. So I can only imagine what that means.
So she's like playing an influencer with a giant ass?
Probably. Very method.
Before I forget, Bob Lowell, who's watching from Maine, asked us to find out what Thirsty's show is this year.
Ooh.
Thirsty Burlington's show is called Share 1987. Last year it was Share 1975.
Oh, cute.
And now it's like
What's 87? Is that like Turn Back Time, Cher?
right before that, like around circa Moonstruck Share.
Oh, great.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
That was the year I was born.
oh,
Yeah.
there you go, Bob.
Supposed to be baby me. Billy Porter,
Who Andrew thinks is beautiful.
he is beautiful. So Billy Porter, it was announced that he is going to play writer and activist James Baldwin in a new biopic. Billy Porter is going to be writing it along with Dan McCabe. So Porter has been a fan for years. He even quoted James Baldwin in his 2019 Emmy speech. And when he announced this new film, he did say, "As a queer black man on this planet with relative consciousness, I find myself, like James Baldwin said, in a rage all the time. I am because James was. I stand on James Baldwin's shoulders, and I intend to expand his legacy for generations to come."
Nice.
Yeah, and Billy Porter is only an Oscar away from an EGOT.
Really?
So fingers crossed.
Go for it.
Yeah, that's all I've got.
That's all you've got?
Yeah,
Why don't we take it over to the library then?
yeah.
Yeah. You guys check this out.
Morning, everybody. I'm in the
Do we need to whisper?
No, it's your okay.
Oh, good morning, everybody. I'm in the Provincetown Public Library with Director Amy Raff. Amy, thanks for making some time for us today.
Thanks.
So can you tell me a little bit about when you came to Provincetown and what drew you to the place?
So I came to Provincetown about 5 years ago. I moved here to live one of my life dreams, which was to be the director of the Provincetown Library and live in Provincetown. So it happened. I'm really grateful. I'm not over it yet. I still think it's fantastic every day. And that's how I ended up here.
Excellent. And where are you from?
Upstate New York, Hudson Valley.
Awesome. And so tell us a little bit about the Rose Dorothea.
So if you don't know, the Rose Dorothea is a half-scale model of a fishing schooner that won the Lipton Cup in 1907. They built the boat in here when this building was the Heritage Museum. It took them about 11 years to do it, and it's a great source of community pride. We get a lot of visitors every summer. come and look at the boat because they're told to go see the special surprise at the library. So it's kind of vague, and then they get here and see this.
I mean, obviously, I'm partial to the Provincetown Library, but I do think this is one of the most spectacular libraries of any town that I've been to. And do you want to take me on a cute little tour, maybe upstairs?
Sure. We can go upstairs to the mezzanine, which is the favorite spot for most people. Just want to point out something that's kind of a non-traditional library thing. We have 2 tower gardens where we grow produce for a program called Crop Swap. Crop Swap is a fridge that we fill with donated fresh produce for people to come and take. Right now the fridge is empty, we can't really keep up with demand, but part of trying to make it sustainable is that we got these tower gardens to grow our own. So the volunteers come every Monday and harvest, and we get about 8 to 11 bags of greens for the people.
That's amazing.
So it's hydroponic, aeroponic.
I had heard of the Crop Up. I didn't realize that the library was producing its own produce for it.
Yes. We also get donations from Skip. We get donations from J&E, sometimes from cannabis dispensaries, local people. So that's how we keep it going.
And when does the Crop Swap take place?
Well, it's kind of catch as catch can whenever the delivery comes, whenever the donations show up. Monday afternoons, there will be the harvest from the tower gardens, though.
But all year?
But all year. If people want to know, they can just call the library and ask, is there any crop swap available? They can check our Facebook page or our Instagram page, because I updated there.
Excellent. Awesome.
So we'll walk around here.
And I know that during the afternoon, like I see a play area. Kids come in after school to hang out at the library?
Sometimes, yep. Because we live in this great tourist town and we're on the main drag, a lot of people who are visiting for the day come in to warm up or cool down depending on the weather, and play and read books and stuff like that. So I just want to point out, this series of photographs are photographs of the guys building the Rose Dorothea in the library. It's really great. Come check it out. It's one of my favorite places in the library.
Cool. This has always been my favorite spot to sit and read.
Yes.
I'm like reluctant to say that because I don't want it to be too busy. Like, don't come here when I'm here. But this is the best place in the world.
We have a fantastic view. Everyone wants to come here and write the Great American Novel right here. Everyone's welcome to it. The view is fantastic. Sometimes it's a little loud because this was built as a church, so the noise really echoes and the sound doesn't degrade that quickly, so sometimes it's a little noisy up here if there's kids down there, or so on and so forth. Just a heads up. If people want super quiet space, we have the lower level. It's very quiet. But this is the spot to be in.
Excellent. How can somebody support the library? Do you guys do a lot of fundraisers or anything?
Well, we're a town department, so we're supported by the town. We have a friends group that they do fundraising for our special programs. The best way to support us is to come and get a library card and to use us, because we're here to be used. Literally, we're here to serve the community. So we do better when people are in here checking out resources, asking about things, coming to our programs, that kind of thing.
And you've got the county nurses down there taking blood pressure until the first day of summer?
Yes, they'll be here every Wednesday from 10:30 to 12:30 doing blood pressure checks, glucose checks, and often demoing some healthy food recipes, stuff like that.
Nice.
Yeah.
Excellent. So this is the Mark Jacobs Reading Room with special thanks to Robert Duffy on the main level of the library. He was instrumental in the renovation.
During the renovation in the early 2000s, a lot of people like Robert Duffy, Mark Jacobs gave a lot of money to get the library renovated and ready for people. And it wouldn't have been able to have happened without generosity of people that lived in town or who were connected to town. So you'll see all over the library different people's names who donated that really caused it to happen.
Can you tell me a little bit about the history of the building itself?
Yeah. So this was built as a Methodist church in 1860. At the time, they said this was the largest Methodist congregation in the country. The church could fit 900 people. There was 128 pews. You can see in the middle over there, the bookshelves are actually reconstructed from pews from the original church, which is fantastic. So it was a Methodist church for a long time, and then the congregation was getting smaller and smaller, and they built the much smaller church on Shankpaner, and then the building was bought by Chrysler, and it was a Chrysler Art Museum, and that happened for a number of years until he got mad because the town wouldn't give him parking, so he took his art and he went to Virginia. And
That's so Provincetown.
yeah, it's a good story. And I think it's more multi-layered than what I just said, but that's what we say. And then it was for a brief period, it was going to be a cultural arts center, but that didn't really work out financially. And then it became the Heritage Museum, which it was for a long time until it became the library. And when it was the Heritage Museum, that's when they built the Rose Dorothea upstairs. Yeah.
Wow.
So it
And
has a great history.
The first year of it being the library was 2005?
Yes, yeah, that's when the renovations were all complete.
Okay.
Most of them. They were still working on the lower level at that point, but it was complete enough that everybody could come in and start enjoying the library.
Were you coming to town when the library was that little building?
I remember the guy who used to play the spooky music on the keyboard and everything, and I thought, and I was a librarian then, and I would think, what a pain to be a library on Commercial Street because everybody's just going to come in and use the bathroom. Right. Anyway, it's not a bad thing. We have great bathrooms. They're gender inclusive. We offer free menstrual products now that are organic, so we love it.
Mm-hmm.
And but anyway, I do remember when it was over there before it came here. Yeah.
And what do we have on the calendar this spring for the library?
So our biggest event coming up is our Moby Dick Marathon. We read the entirety of Moby Dick over the course of 3 days. It starts Friday, April 28th. We do Friday, Saturday, Sunday. This is our 6th in-person marathon. We've been doing it for 8 years, 2 years during the pandemic. We did a kind of online version. But we're always looking for readers. And I'm looking to make it more interesting this year. If there's any drag performers who'd like to sign up, that would be fantastic. It would be a great spin. It would be just great to lift up performers, especially because the rest of the world is so terrifying and horrible. But yeah, that's what's happening, Moby Dick Marathon. And then we have our Wednesday movie nights, we have our book clubs, and you can find out about everything on our website, provincetownlibrary.org, and check out our calendar.
That's fantastic.
Yeah.
Thank you so much for your time. You guys sign up, get your library card, come and read some Moby Dick at the end of the month. And we'll see you soon.
Thank you.
Go over there and say hi to Amy. Go up there and look out the window, sit in that chair and read a book.
Look at the boat.
I know, the best library in the country.
Honestly.
Yeah. Please welcome to the show, Mr. Gordon Siegel. Gordon, how are you?
Doing well, thanks. Thanks for having me, guys.
No, thanks for coming in. Yeah.
So this is your third time to run for select board.
That is correct. I moved here in '96. The library we just saw was the Heritage Museum library, and it was in terrible shape. The roof was leaking, and anyway, and the Rosa Dorothea was in the building, as you know. And we had a town meeting, and we wanted $1 million to begin the work on the building, and it took Flyer Santos to get up and explain to the town the whole meaning of the Rosa Dorothea and what it really was about, and that pulled it over the line. And then we went, I think it was for another $1 million in grants, and then the town wouldn't give any more money, and so the people of the town had to raise and appropriate the library trustees $1 million to finish the job. And that's how tight money was back then. I mean, we still had the school, and we didn't have the sewer. We were just getting the sewer. So it was a different world back then. But yeah, I've been here since '96, and I ran twice, obviously unsuccessfully, early 2013 and maybe 2017. And I'm going to give it a third try, and hopefully this is the one.
We were just saying right before.
I don't want to be Susan Lucci.
I was going to say, why do you keep subjecting yourself to this torture?
Because I love Provincetown. As I just said to you off camera, I mean, I'm going to die here. I mean, this is it for me. And I've been and done a lot of things since I've been here. Like I said, I got here in '96. I've been a realtor. I've owned a couple of retail shops. As a partner in a restaurant. I've owned a guest house. And I've done a lot of other things. I was on the finance committee for 5 years. I was on it, like I said, back in the '90s, and then again with Mary Jo in 2012, 13 in there. I worked for the support group. I was on the board of directors. I used to go around at the auction time and pick up all the downtown stuff for the silent auction, live auction kind of stuff. Anyway, so it's just a passion of mine. I mean, I see the changes in town. I've been part of the changes in town, and I just want to be part. I want a seat at the table to help make some of the decisions that we need to make going forward.
What did you think of the town meeting last week?
Well, in 2017, I had brought an article forward that was indefinitely postponed by the Board of Selectmen, exactly like 18, 19, and 20 were. So that part of it didn't surprise me. What I was surprised about was the level of anger that was expelled. We talked about that, how society has changed, and that's why people feel that way. The concept that there's two sides to the story is very real. I mean, every story we've ever had in this town has had two sides to it. But in my opinion, what I would have done at the Board of Selectmen meeting, what they did do is they talked about a meeting. I'd have a meeting now. I mean, we don't need to wait for that report. We need a meeting before everybody gets into July and August and they're too busy in the summer. We need to sit down now in May or June and invite the people that proposed the articles, but we also need to invite Rob Tosner, the guy that wanted to indefinitely postpone them. He's a realtor, he's a friend of mine. He's got a perspective that the other side needs to understand where everybody's coming from. Put the partners, put the people together at the table. The other piece of the puzzle that's missing to me is the banks. I mean, they have so much money invested in this town. They need to be brought to the table and say, how do you make this work? How many of these loans are predicated on short-term rentals? Right. And is that, can you do something that helps us get year-round rentals by offering an incentive loan to those people and move the needle? I get emails as a realtor every day from short-term rental investment groups, and you know, they're like piranhas trying to dig in, and I don't think our people are those people. Again, I've been around a long time, and a lot of people that are here bought houses back in the late 90s, early 2000s with the intent that they're going to retire here, but until that point, they need to do some rentals. So I've got dry mouth. When I was here, when we first started doing rentals, short-term rentals, it was before BRBO, before Airbnb. It was just part of the way the town ran. We all had a book in the office, and you'd call the other offices and say, are you rented this week or whatever? Oh, the guys are coming up that week. Because people use their homes, and then they rented it sporadically. Now it's become a little bit more aggressive than that nationwide, and we need to kind of get a handle on it here.
Right. I think I read somewhere that like nationwide, the number of short-term rentals has increased tenfold in the last 5 years.
Yeah.
Exactly. Like that's a lot.
Yeah, it's just become a lot easier with VRBO, with Airbnb.
Oh yeah, the internet.
But it's also funny, like Airbnb, like when it first started, was like, let someone stay on your couch, make it easier for people to travel, and now it's just become this monster.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. I will say I did check with the assessor. No corporations have bought any single-family homes in our town for the purpose of renting. So that part that was mentioned at town meeting, I had to go research it myself to see the validity of it, and you know. So I understand where people that know certain things are like, well, that article sucks because it's wrong or that part's wrong. They wanted to amend it, but I don't feel like we should throw away the baby with the bathwater. That's for sure.
Yeah. I agree.
There's a real discussion.
The reasons for the article are real,
right.
whether the
exactly.
article itself was good or not.
Exactly, and they have merit to be heard now, not wait till September, because all those people that are upset now have the energy and the motivation to do something about it.
Right.
So.
Aside from short-term rentals and housing, what are the town's largest concerns to you?
Climate change is number 2, right below housing for sure. I mean, we have a resiliency committee which needs to become a board now because it's going to take on a much greater role as we get further into this. Again, I mentioned I was at the Harbor Committee meeting last night, and the shoreline has changed. I mean, people that have been here long, you know, not me, like the fishermen, are saying, you know, we're noticing the real change, and we're going to be at a point of no return with the erosion. You know, we're moving the sand every storm. We're trying to mitigate all those problems. That's number 2. Number 3 is waste. Wastewater, dog waste, human waste. We live at the end of the world, and the poor Jim Vincent, the DPW director, every meeting, Conservation Commission, the Visitor Service Bureau, the Animal Welfare Committee, everything's always about garbage and dog poop and waste. The Cemetery Commission, not enough garbage cans. Where everybody puts their crap everywhere. What do people do with household stuff? Right. And it's a problem that we need to kind of, you know, figure out. Otherwise, we're going to have, you know, a lot of waste that we don't know what to do with, including the water.
Right.
you know, as we got the sewer in, now everybody wants to be on the sewer, and that's great. But with that comes the added need to get rid of the waste.
Yeah. No, there was a post on Community Space this past week saying like, oh, it's called the poop flick. If your dog takes a poop on the side of a trail, just flick it into the woods.
Right.
And don't do that. That's really bad for the environment. Like the amount of dogs in this town is not appropriate for this landscape, and the amount of nitrogen you're putting into the woods is not, like, put it in a bag and put it in the trash.
Right, because it does seep into the water.
Yeah.
And it makes it to the bay. I mean, then we can't swim.
Right, and then there's like algae super blooms, which kills fish. It's pick up your dog's poop. Just wanted to go off that a little.
Good PSA. I like it.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
And you're going to be helping to moderate the candidates
Great.
forum on the
Yeah.
27th.
The 27th,
Yeah,
absolutely.
that's gonna be really fun.
Perfect.
Yeah, I'm excited.
Perfect. I look forward to that as well.
Yeah.
Anything else you want to ask me?
I don't know.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm just excited to hear everyone's take on everything.
Sure.
Yeah.
Well, thank you for having me, and I
Thanks for
definitely
coming
look
on.
Thanks for
forward to,
making a little time. Good luck.
Thank you.
Hopefully
Yeah.
third time's a charm for you.
Exactly.
Yeah.
All right, guys.
Yeah.
We'll see you soon.
Let's take it away to Fran.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Everybody, I'm here with Fran O'Neill. He's one of the artists here at the Commons. Fran, thanks for taking some time to talk to us this morning.
Thanks for talking to me.
So, obviously, you're a painter.
I am doing paintings, yes. Doing some paintings on wood with oil paints. And I've been doing them off and on for about 20 years, even though they've evolved and changed a lot. And actually my background is art. I was a freelance illustrator for about 14 years.
Before you got to town?
Yeah. Well, I was around during that time, and I was, yeah, I was still working when I started coming here.
Where are you from?
From Taunton.
Taunton.
From Taunton, Massachusetts. And I've always come here. When I was a kid in the 70s, we would come and do a day trip. And when I came out to my mother, she said, I never should have taken you to Provincetown. But here I am still, and I have been doing the art on and off for this long because I don't really have a space. So I started looking around and I applied at the Commons, and at first they weren't able to take me, and then they called and said, do you want to come over? And I was like, yes. So I'm mostly doing paintings, although I was making some whales that out of maps and recycled wood, which did okay. But right now I really want to focus on the painting. I'm really in the zone with those. So.
What can you tell me about this one?
So this is, it's all oil paints that I've created almost like a stain. So I'm watering down or oiling down oil paints and trying to stain them and let the wood grain come through. That is called Similimum, and it's a series that it's the newest series I'm working on. I'm kind of still experimenting with it. I'm using bright colors and different kinds of wood. So it's really very experimental, but yeah.
And have you ever worked in like a co-working space like the Commons before?
I have not, no. Yeah, I mean, people come and go. Sometimes someone else is here. Right now I'm alone. Mara is usually here. She's works in oils as well. But it's nice.
Yeah.
She taught me how to make cut up frames and stuff like that. Oh, I generally use thrift store frames, so I use these really funky old kind of mid-century looking, which is kind of the genre of modern shapes that I'm using. Yeah.
And I think people might recognize you from the 141 Market or the
That's
Salty
true.
Market or the East End Market.
Yes.
Are you in any markets right now?
I'm not. I'm actually, I've worked for natural markets for a long time. At the moment, I'm working for Ellery, who owns the Bagel Hound in Wellfleet, and they're actually opening a location here in Provincetown.
When?
May, I think.
Excellent.
It's
You know
a
where.
tiny. Yeah, it's where the Scoop used to be.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
Excellent. So
Are
you'll
you
be
a
working
bagel
in town?
fan?
I love bagels. And it's like impossible to find a really good one around
Right.
here.
Yeah, they're good. So
Awesome.
Yeah.
That's great news. Well, nice work.
thank you.
Congratulations.
Thanks
and,
for stopping by.
Thanks for chatting with us, and we'll see you soon.
Okay.
Some of the comments to check out, I think their group show is still up. I actually forgot to mention I did make it last Friday. It was super cute. All the art is incredible. So stop by the comments and check all that stuff out.
Yeah, one of the things I love the most about the Commons is that you really, I mean, they're trying to work, but like you could just kind of go in and be like, hey, what are you guys working on? Yeah, go bother the artists, check out their work. Please welcome back to the show our dear friend Mackenzie.
Good morning, everyone. Hi, how are you guys?
Really good, how are you?
Good, good. Not high yet, but we'll get there.
What are you waiting for?
Just 420, baby. 420, baby.
Fast becoming a spring staple.
Oh my gosh, y'all. Yeah, this will be our third year of 420 Honey. Mm-hmm. And have you guys seen the show? You were in the show last year.
I came to the show last
Thank
year.
you for supporting local art.
Of course. What do you have in store for us?
So it's the third year. This is kind of the biggest show that I've ever taken on. We have 14 cast members.
Oh my.
And to kind of go with this really fun theme of a lot of just the nostalgia of like action-packed adventure films. We're going very Goonies. We're going very Indiana Jones, The Mummy, and just kind of that nostalgia that I love, and those movies that kind of made me very bisexual. Yeah, so this year is CDXX, which is 420 in Roman numerals. I know, right? A little educational purpose there. And then so 420 Honey, CDXX 420 Honey, Legend of the Ganja Goddesses. Maybe I am stoned.
It's early.
Legend of the Ganja Goddesses this year. We have a cast of 14.
Who?
Including all of your local favorites, Kaya Cristal, we have Juo, we have Delta Miles, Roxy Pop, Spooky Boylesque, Austin Tyler, we have Kristen Becker, Ann Hutchison, we have Hillary Tamar, we have Mahogany, we have myself, of course, and then we have the debut of two newer local people, but they're making their drag debut. We have Scarlett Strauss and Morgan Sapphire.
Oh.
And you're probably like, who is
are
this?
those people?
I can't tell you. You'll have to come see it.
Oh.
Yeah, it's gonna be
fun.
that's why I love drag, is giving opportunity for anyone who wants to come out there and have a really high time with us.
What time is the show?
Show is going to be 8 o'clock. It is this coming Thursday, Friday, and Saturday, hence 420 opening. So 420, 421, and 422 over at the Crown and Anchor. 8 p.m. is showtime. We have a slew of things going on, including Mackenzie's Hot Box After Party every single night over at the Wave Bar. The kitchen is going to be pairing up with us as well to kind of create a really fun 420 munchie menu as well, which you can go enjoy before or after. And tickets are flying fast, but you can go to onlyatthecrown.com and be a part of this new queer historical show.
And what about tonight for the Drag Race finale?
Y'all, yes, it is the finale of season 15. Austin Tyler and myself have been hosting now for the 400th season, I think. But yeah, it's the grand finale. What team are y'all, if you want to say?
I mean, I think Sasha should win.
Should?
From like Team Sasha, but
That's fair.
Yeah.
What about you, Bob?
I haven't seen any of this yet. I know.
So we won't see you tonight at the finale?
No, I think I am going to come.
Yeah, come on by. I have to say, as much as I want to give the world peace answer, I am Team Sasha as well. But yeah, that's doors at 7, 8 o'clock show is the finale, and we're over at the Wave Bar tonight, so come check it out. Free event, free popcorn, and I'll be doing a number at the end to cap off this whole fabulous season.
Did you think it was a good season overall?
I liked it. We did it. Job security.
I liked it.
No, it was, listen, drag is my favorite art form. I love seeing a lot of these girls just elevate to a platform that is so incredible for a lot of their extended success. Have I preferred and enjoyed other seasons more? Yeah, but that's the fun part about drag, is that you just go in and have some fun. Yeah.
there's always kind of like a main overarching storyline to each season, and this season I didn't like that main overarching storyline.
Yeah.
What was it?
I mean, as much as I like to believe that I'm not into the drama, it's kind of what makes that show. So,
Yeah.
I don't know. I like a little more of the artistry.
Yeah.
And 90-minute episodes.
They brought that back, right?
They brought that back. It only took half the season, but it's the finale tonight. Come join us.
Yeah. If you're in town, come to the Wave Bar tonight.
Yeah.
Are you all right?
I'm great. No, I'm really excited for the finale.
Me too.
good.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
How, besides the drag race unions, how was your winter?
Winter was awesome. This honestly was like the first winter that I never stopped working, which was incredible. I know there used to be absolute just bleak months of nothingness, but I have not stopped at all, and it's been really cool. Just keep working, and this season we're going to blow it out of the water over the Crown and Anchor. More details to come, but again, check out onlyatthecrown.com for all of that fun and fabulosity coming up. My burlesque show is coming back this year. Drag Brunch is becoming this ever-expansive universe across multiple days.
The Drag Brunch cinematic universe.
Truly. But yeah, I'm very, very excited. I'm ready to, once this 420 show is over, to maybe actually take a couple of weeks off and maybe go see some family who I haven't seen in a while. But yeah, we'll be back and rip-roaring ready to go for this 2023 season.
Hardest working lady in show business.
Woo! Thanks to all y'all. I keep making weird shit and you guys keep showing up.
Love it.
I mean, honestly, thank you for continuing to create for our community.
My pleasure.
You know, this is part of the reason we love Provincetown in the first place.
Best job ever.
What else? Is that a show? Oh, we have to tell you a couple more things, you guys. Oh, Halo is coming back to Cafe Heaven next Wednesday, April 19th. And then, of course, the 20th is also opening night of Strangers and Saints.
Also, the brewery is back open today. I'm going to be working here all day today, so stop by and grab a beer and say hi to me. Trivia is going to be back this upcoming Monday at 7 o'clock. Me and Bob will have some fresh trivia for you, so stop by and say hi. Yeah, there's also the plant swap.
The crop swap?
Crop swap, that's what it is. So stop by. That is
Sounds
at
dirty.
what is it? The Veterans Memorial CC.
Yeah.
Links in the description.
Thank you, Andrew. Oh, and also, What? Me? Oh, yeah, this is what, yeah. So I guess it's like right here in front of my face or something?
Oh, it's in the description.
Oh, it's in the description.
It's below your feet.
Below my, all the way down there. Mike Flanagan and I have picked the dates for our Post Office Cabaret show.
Yes.
The first one is going to be May 21st, which is a Sunday. So, you know, tickets are live now. Come join us and have fun. Link in description. Thank you. You're so much better at this than I am. Thank you guys for waking up in Provincetown.
Yeah, wherever you are. Thank you to our sponsors, the Crown and Anchor Provincetown Brewing Company, the Boat Slip, Shipwreck at the Brass Key, and the Provincetown Business Guild.
We'll see you guys next week.
See you next week.
Bye, y'all.
Good morning, everybody. Wake up.